Hello, moviegoers, and welcome to another edition of Have You Seen It? I'm your host, Denise, and this week I'm going to review a movie that I saw on Hulu, and the name of the movie is Flamin Hot. This movie stars Jesse Garcia, who plays the part of Richard Montañez, and Annie Gonzalez, who plays the part of Judy Montañez. Tony Shalhoub is also in this movie, and Dennis Haysbert. There's some other actors in this movie that I recognized from other films, but I didn't add them in this review as cast members. But when you watch this movie, you'll probably be able to pick those people out. So, this movie is an inspiring story about Richard Montañez and his rise from poverty to an executive status at the Frito-Lay company because he created Flamin Hot Cheetos. Okay? And this story starts, he is Mexican American, so his family, they are impoverished, and he comes from a community where a lot of his family and people within his family and extended family work in these farming communities where they're, picking fruits and vegetables and things like that. So that's his basic background. Growing up, he was bullied in school, one, because he was Mexican, and two, because he did things in his traditional way. And in terms of his culture, he was just being a young Mexican kid going to school doing what he was supposed to do, but of course he was bullied because he didn't look like everybody else. And strangely enough, he was also bullied for what he ate for lunch. And what he ate for lunch were his mom's burritos, and he was kind of teased for that. But because he was a bright little fella, he turned that situation into a money making scheme. He started selling burritos at lunch to the classmates who were bullying him, and he made quite a bit of money using his mom's, recipe and her skills. So that kind of got him a little bit more accepted as a youth. However, he was in and out of trouble as a youth. So, he spent some time in a gang. He sold drugs, was just in and out of trouble. And so in terms of graduating from high school, that became a problem. So fast forward, he gets a job at Frito-Lay. So he's working at the Rancho Cucamonga factory around 1976. He starts as a janitor, so he's at the bottom of the rung. But the interesting thing about him was once he started working at the factory, he knew right away that I have no plans to continue being a janitor for very long. So he was quite observant as he watched the other workers in the factory. This is where he meets Dennis Haysbert's character. He was a machinist, and he was very intrigued in how this particular character did his job and the diligence that he did when he was doing his job. And so he watched him from afar until he got the, nerve to kind of ask him, how does this work? How do you do this? Tell me a little bit about this, because I don't want to be a janitor for long. I see you working hard, and at some point you should be promoted to the next level. I want to kind of follow in your footsteps and do what you do. So the character that Dennis Haysbert plays kind of brings him under his tutelage after, he realizes that you're relentless and you're not going to stop bothering me. So fast forward, he learns that particular skill, and then he realizes that the Cheeto manufacturing process is not really reaching the Latino community in a way that he thinks it should. So he takes home a supply of Cheetos that kind of have been just kind of kicked out of the machine, that, these Cheetos just didn't work and these are kind of left over. Bags them up, takes them home, and he and his wife kind of, put some seasonings together, spices together. Let's see if we can spice these Cheetos up. And fast forward, they do, and it becomes a thing. He brings all of these, Flamin Hot, if you will, Cheetos to work, and people try them. He puts them out there in the community, taste these, how do you like them? And it just explodes. The Latino community is like, wow, this is what we've been waiting for, a Cheeto or something that's got some flavor that really speaks to us and our culture. Fast forward, Richard is still persistent in wanting to talk to the higher ups. I just don't want to talk to just my immediate manager about this. We can really do some things. I want to talk to the boss. And he gets that meeting with the boss. The boss likes what he's selling, what he's talking about, gives him a chance. Fast forward, we got Flamin' Hot Cheetos on the shelves. And the thing I liked about this movie was the support, not only from his wife, but the support of his children, the support of his fellow gang members who are like, hey, what do you need us to do? We can help you with this. And his community, because they wanted to see him succeed. And he was determined, he was intentional in what he wanted to do, what his plan was going to be. He believed in himself, his family and friends believed in him. And there you have it. He was fearless and motivated. And I guess, that's what it takes when you realize that I can do more than just this one thing. I am more than this one thing. This is not going to define me being a janitor. I want more for myself, more for my family and my community. And he succeeded. This movie was directed by Eva Longoria. And if you Google the story, I will put it out there that there are some, or there may be some inaccuracies. There is his story, and then there's the Frito-Lay story, and then also some employees that worked at Frito-Lay. So that you're going to have to do that homework on your own. But I really thought it was an inspiring, motivational movie, and I quite enjoyed Flamin' Hot. So that is my review this week, Flamin' Hot. But what I want you to do is I want you to comment and you tell me whether or not you like regular Cheetos or Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I personally like regular Cheetos. I can eat bags and bags of them. But I did feel it was my duty to at least try the Flamin' Hot. And they do have a little bit of spice to it. So you can comment in our comment section and tell us which one you prefer, regular or Flamin' Hot. All right, with that, folks, I'm going to jump into my Nailed It for this week. And my Nailed It is Kristen Wiig from the movie Bridesmaids. And this particular scene, I could take many, many scenes from this movie as a Nailed It. And this one is the insulting behavior that she displayed in the jewelry store with the young girl who came in to simply buy a gift for her friend. And because Kristen Wiig's character was feeling sorry for herself and her friendship with Maya Rudolph's character was slowly deteriorating. She just put all of that on that child who wanted nothing more to make a purchase. But the way that she insulted her and their banter back and forth, throwing shade at each other, was hilarious. So if you want to just watch that scene again, just go ahead and type it in on YouTube. So Kristen Wiig is my Nailed It for this week. All right, folks, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And we are available on every podcast platform in the universe. Just type in, "Have you seen it?" with Denise, and there I will be. All right, moviegoers, so you know what to do. Until next week, I need you to go see a movie because I'm going to see a movie. Bye-bye.